I hope that you'll either give online through the church's website or mail in a love offering to this lady. Pam Wheeler is her name, going to Botswana, or of course Archie on his way to report. He's home for a little bit, a furlough, going to Argentina. And of course your tithe and offerings can also be sent into the church, or you may prefer to give once we're again back in the building. Speaking of being back in the building, our next in-person church service will be Wednesday, November 18th, which is the beginning of our missionary conference. Some of you will be receiving in the mail, all of you will be receiving in the mail next week, a letter regarding the schedule for the conference, along with a faith promise commitment card. Those cards are usually available by now and certainly would have been available this Sunday had we been in person. But we are going to mail these out to you so that you can pray about what you would do, and if at all possible, you could turn in your commitment card by next Sunday night, or Sunday night, the 22nd of November. That's the final night of our conference, and it's also the night that we will determine our missionary support for 2021. And so I hope that you will be able to give a love offering to our missionaries, and then when this letter comes, you'll be able to commit to this wonderful opportunity for missionary service next year. And I hope that you will turn in that commitment card or bring it to church on the 22nd if you're able to do that. And then let me say thank you for the many cards, the calls, the texts, the emails that I and my family have received regarding the homegoing of my dad, Dr. Poorman. It certainly was sudden and unexpected, which is rather an understatement. Apparently, and this may be news to many of you, my father had leukemia. Very shocking news to many. It was never publicly mentioned, never promoted, because 2 years ago, and Mom and Dad had us, the children and their spouses over for Christmas dinner. Mom just calmly said, by the way, Dad's been diagnosed with leukemia, but it's under control, there's no issues, so they're monitoring and so on. And we never thought a thing about it. And so several days ago, when he went to the clinic to get the COVID test, they found that his leukemia numbers were really, really high. And so they went to the hospital, and there at the hospital, they determined that this was indeed the case. He was tested, of course, positive for the COVID as well. And he was sent home for a couple of days, but he turned for the worse very quickly, and they took him by ambulance back to the hospital. And he, of course, went home to glory just a few days later. The doctor said it doesn't matter whether or not he had COVID. The leukemia had so compromised his immune system that anything, any little virus, any little bacterial whatever that got into his system he would not have survived. It just happened to have